Good evening, Lake Orion. Well, is this the holidays? I'm your host, and I am Between Taorminas. Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas here on ONTV. I'm your host, Anthony Taormina, and I'm here with my brother, Sammy Taormina, and Ian Weatherspoon. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
You know what? I apologize to all my viewers on Twitter.
All your viewers?
Watch your mouth. Especially because I did a poll about Santa Claus. Wanted to bring back the Santa Claus outfit that I wore a couple years ago, but unfortunately didn't have it. But
Couldn't find the costume.
Couldn't find the costume, so going with this little look today.
Interesting.
Thanks for the update.
Yeah, at least somebody's giving me an Olive Garden dinner.
Who would that be?
You?
Not me.
Yes, it is.
No, I got banned from Olive Garden.
You guys are aware that Olive Garden loves when you two talk about them.
I got banned from there. I can't go in.
You didn't get banned from there.
I got banned from all Darden restaurants.
do you
Red
wanna
Lobster, Bahama Breeze.
Oh, then I can settle it then with you, Mexican Village.
We might have a deal there.
Yeah, I might have a deal there, Mexican Village.
All
What
right.
about Olive Garden? What would they say to you two?
They got to let me back in first.
Mexican Village it is.
All right. Which one? Van Dyke or
Van Dyke.
Southwest?
Let's go
All
Van
right.
Dyke.
All right,
I
fine.
apologize to Olive Garden for both of your comments. All right, let's
You
talk
should want to
sports.
apologize to Mexican Village because they got to deal with us.
Okay, let's talk sports here,
All right.
gentlemen. One of your favorite teams from the heart is the Detroit Lions. We probably should have brought the paper bags in. Remember a few years ago, guys, that we had a segment about where we all of us wore paper bags.
And that's why I became a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Hopefully, I wonder if we have that episode from the archives. We'll probably have to ask the ONTV producers about bringing back the episode where we all wore paper bags for one episode.
You could just air that episode every week. Nothing changes. The Lions still suck.
They're a
All these years
daycare
later.
center. Look at all those empty seats at Ford Field, though. It was...
My uncle and my cousin went to that game.
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
Free tickets? Someone begged him to go?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But a lot of empty seats at Ford Field.
Rightfully so.
And then you know what got me? The fans with a Martha Ford says sell with the Martha Ford logo that says sell the team.
Kind of looks like the Between Taorminas logo if you move your head a little bit. Yeah. See, there's Ant. Had the Martha Ford face. Sell the team.
That's you. We got to put on there.
That was nice. I like that.
That's you. You got to put your face on there that says sell the team because
I have no
the
relevance
Lions,
to the team.
The Lions, they're not going to sell that team because you know why? It's because the Ford family is making money based on this losing, and they don't care what the Detroit fans want. They don't care.
It's much like the Wings.
All they care about is the value of a dollar. That's what it is.
Pretty much.
Hey, little off topic, gentlemen, but what do you guys think about what happened at Oakland for their last game of the season? Booing. They booed Derek Carr off the field.
Well, they choked the game away.
They choked the game away.
What's your take about that, both of you? Give me your thoughts.
Okay, there's only one fan crazier to go to a home game than a Detroit Lions fan. That's an Oakland Raiders fan.
Yes.
When you know your team's leaving, why are you still supporting them?
Why?
Why? I understand you want to go say goodbye to the Coliseum or whatever, but I don't know. These teams, they're a joke. Mm-hmm. They're a joke. They don't deserve the fan dollars.
No, they don't deserve anything.
Oakland Raiders blowing that game to the Jacksonville Jaguars, the last home game of the year.
They're up 16-3.
It's a joke.
Jacksonville's not the greatest team either.
What's that?
Jacksonville's not the greatest team
They
either.
are
They're
not.
supposed to.
Jacksonville's
they're going
got
to
a more
rebuild
better future than.
But they're going to
Oakland
revamp the entire coaching staff again.
Jacksonville?
Yes.
Not Oakland.
No, I mean they got John Gruden.
He's
still
going
there.
nowhere.
And they're going to Vegas. I mean, It's an unfortunate situation over there. I mean, like, and I feel bad for Oakland because you had Golden State Warriors left. Now you're going to have the Oakland Raiders leave. The only team they have left there is the Oakland Athletics, and that's a baseball team. So, so it's going to be a really tough situation.
Well, they're still rooting for the Warriors and the Niners or whatever. They'll find a team.
Yeah, they'll find
the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
But what was you guys' take about Derek Carr getting booed out of the building?
He deserved it. If his poor play was the reason why, then he deserves to get booed. I mean, look at it from a fan's perspective. If you play poorly, especially if you're making a ton of money, like all these athletes are, and you can't perform very well, they're going to boo you. Fans are going to boo you out of the building. I mean, you look at it. I mean, I know there's been some Michigan State games where the offense got booed. The Lions, of course, obviously, we know
they get booed all the time.
And then, of course, now with last night with the Oakland Raiders, they get booed. I mean, like, that's something that that's what it is. A fan wants to be entertained. They want to see you succeed, and if you're not giving
them that. Do they want to see you succeed? They don't care. They pay money to see you perform. And if you're not performing, you deserve to get booed at a high level.
After the game or after a concert or anything, fans want to come away and say, I paid a lot of money, but it was worth every penny.
Yeah, it was worth every penny.
And they could have had a great time in Oakland, got up early on the Jacksonville, could have never took the foot off the gas.
Right.
Sent out the way the Oakland fans with a good game and a memory.
And instead, they do that to them.
And instead, they do that.
That's basically.
And they lose. They say, all right, see you guys later.
Yeah.
We're on to Vegas.
Yep. That's basically what it is. That's what it is. And I don't blame those Oakland fans for booing, but I think what was very uncalled for was when they threw food and stuff on the field and had had fans go there and get arrested, basically. I mean, there were people that got arrested there. I mean, like,
there's
that's
some places
uncalled
where
for
that
right
happens.
There. That was uncalled for.
Oakland, Philly, Buffalo, Cleveland. Detroit hasn't
Not
gotten
Cleveland.
that bad yet.
Not Cleveland. Isn't that one of your favorite towns?
No.
Browns have been a big disappointment for this year.
Yeah, boy, gee. Who would you
The Bills have not. The Bills are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Buffalo. They're in the playoffs.
Very happy
for Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. You know who else will probably make the playoffs is the Dallas Cowboys.
That's if they get by Philly. They get by Philly,
It'd be great to see Jeff make the playoffs.
That's a terrible division, no. Because you have the worst daycare center in sports, which is the New York Giants, beside the Lions. That's the worst daycare center.
And the Raiders?
And then you have...
And the Browns?
And then you have the Washington Redskins who are in that division. They're not very good.
But I'm a big Skins fan, and I'm a big Giants fan the rest of the year. Because those two teams win, help our draft status.
Yeah, it means the Lions will get the number 2 pick if they lose, which means they should go after Chase Young. But then again, I heard a rumor Chase Young is likely going to be staying in school. So that means if you're a Lions fan, you just want to just go like this all the time.
Pretty much.
That's what you want to do.
I don't know if I see Chase Young going back to school, though.
Why?
What's his benefit? If he's going top 3, what is the benefit?
Let's say if Ohio State doesn't win the national championship this year,
yeah,
that's your incentive for him to come back and say, you know what, I'll give one more year, play at college, and then win me a national championship.
So he got suspended for a couple games because he borrowed $8,000 or $11,000.
Yeah.
This guy can leave and go and make $11 million plus on his rookie deal. Why would he ever come back and deal with
an education? You know what I mean?
Sometimes
you need a college
education.
Education to fall back on.
He can go back to school.
It'd be great to have an education to fall back on. I agree with Sammy here. I mean, you've got to have an education to fall back on.
I mean, look what Cam Newton did. Of course, when he was there in Auburn, he was there, I think, 1 year. Mm-hmm. He ended up going back to school.
After he went pro.
But he went back to Auburn and got
He got paid.
Degree.
The man got paid.
He got this degree. I mean, like
he risked every play he would play for Ohio State. He risked losing a lot of money.
Auburn.
Talk about Chase Young.
Oh, Chase Young.
If he goes back to play, he's risking his future and his earning potential. They're not paying him at Ohio State that we know of.
No, they're not.
They would pay him, and they legally could, at an NFL franchise.
Yeah, but you're saying to yourself, I think you get the value of the educational format. Education, getting that degree matters. Then you can go pro.
Why do you get a degree?
Notice the word
Let's
student
say-
athlete.
Notice the
student
word
comes
student
first.
athlete.
Why do you get a degree?
Because if
To make money in a career. He would have the career. He could then go back to school to protect himself once his NFL career ends.
that's up to him. You know, that's up to Chase Young.
It is, but he will never improve his draft stock. He never will. He will never go number one. Trevor Lawrence is coming out the year after.
Well, yeah. Then the Lions, they don't need a quarterback.
No, they need Chase Young now.
They need Chase
Any
Young.
final thoughts? Okay, who cares? We'll be right back between Taorminas on TV.
Here's my thought.
Hey, it's Owen TV here. Now, have you ever had the urge to create your own TV show? Or just wanted to see what goes behind the scenes of making one? Well, we have just the program for you. Owen TV offers production classes, which allow you to take control and create the programs you want them to be. To get started, all you have to do is sign up for a free orientation, and then register for one of our production courses. For more information, feel free to call us at 248-393-1060, or go to orionontv.org and click register now to sign up for classes. We hope to see you soon.
Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas here on ONTV. This is Anthony Taormina here, and I'm with Sam and Ian.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so let's talk about college football.
Do we have to?
The matchups came out. Your Sparties got Wake Forest in the Pinstripe Bowl. Michigan got sentenced and plays Alabama in the Citrus Bowl. So,
I like that.
I like that too.
what is your take about the Big Ten? Seemed to have gotten sentenced in the bowl games
As
this
well
year.
they should.
As well they should.
Okay, so both of you give your reasons.
Here's the thing with Michigan. Michigan is all about corporatism, hype, and statementism. Michigan
Couple
fans,
new words there.
Michigan fans need help because I know several Michigan fans that need help, and I'm going to give you that help. One, you're playing Alabama, which means Alabama has a bigger offensive line than you, a bigger defensive line than you, great wide receivers that are better than yours, and they have a quarterback, even though Tua's not playing in that game, who is better than you. So I'm looking at the map here, and everything here in the fruition is Alabama. And by the way, Tariq Black just entered the transfer portal. So that's something that people need to know. So I'm telling you guys this. Your defense allowed 53 points to Ohio State. You are over 50 points, second straight year. I can imagine what Alabama is going to do to you. Second, I'm going to imagine what Alabama defense is going to do to Shea Patterson when they blitz Shea Patterson every time down the field. Because Shea Patterson has proven that he cannot win the big one. He cannot win the big one.
True.
So, Mr. Weatherspoon, any other thoughts for me on Michigan and Alabama?
I mean, I got to imagine. I just wonder about Alabama's motivation a little bit.
I know.
And
Lost to Auburn, lost to Louisiana State.
LSU.
they're playing for nothing. They're playing for nothing. They played a much tougher schedule, despite what Shea Patterson says,
Obviously.
than Michigan.
And I heard
Life
you
in
said-
the SEC is pretty
I thought
tough.
he had an Instagram thing, I heard.
That's supposedly, yeah. He said Alabama hasn't played anybody, so.
That's BS.
They didn't have a great schedule this year, but I mean, they did play LSU. They lost to
Played
Auburn.
LSU, they played Auburn.
Those are two very good teams.
So
They play A&M. They play they play some good
they
company.
also play some cupcake teams. But I just, for me, I like to see Harbaugh get exposed. Like to
And
see
he is.
Michigan
He's
get
a loser.
exposed.
He's a fraud.
So I hope it's another.
We're
I
not
hope it's
gonna
another
get over
case.
well with Michigan people.
I hope it's another case that Michigan fans, if they choose to do so, can build against Harbaugh to maybe put pressure on the man because he seems to have no pressure.
He's lost 5 straight years to Ohio State.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to bring Michigan people to come back on our show?
To
I mean,
defend
there's two of them.
defend Harbaugh? Why?
There's two of them.
Why?
I know what they'll say.
Yeah,
Here's their
so
best
do I.
stat. Wait, here's their best stat. Since Harbaugh's gotten there, they've got the 7th best record in the country. So why is Harbaugh paid the number
Over
three
$4 million, $7 million a year.
the number 3 highest salary in college football?
That's terrible. Saban deserves his money.
Dabo
Dabo
deserves
deserves
his
his
money.
money. Harbaugh.
What about
does
Coach
not.
O at LSU?
Coach
I think
O
he's
deserves
underpaid.
his money.
He's underpaid.
He does not make as much as Harbaugh. That's
Does
for
not
sure.
make as much Harbaugh, but he needs more. Than
It's Dabo, it's Saban, it's Harbaugh. That's the list. Ryan, whatever.
Ryan
from
Day at
he
Ohio
doesn't
State.
make that much.
No, and look what Ohio State's doing.
Urban Meyer made a lot of money at Ohio
Meyer
State.
made quite a bit of
Yes,
money.
he did.
So.
Which, by the way, is he coming back to football, do we think?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, so both of you guys, let's talk about Michigan State and their matchup in the Pinstripe Bowl against Wake Forest. Both of you guys know that Michigan State underachieved this year. That's an understatement. So let's talk about what's your thoughts about Michigan State and Wake Forest. Let's go with Ian first, because Ian seems to be the happiest of the two.
I wish Mark D'Antonio would retire. I do. I don't want to see him any more years because he doesn't look, even on the sideline, in-game action, he looks lost. He looks confused. He looks disengaged. And it's time to just move on because they're going to have a new quarterback. They're going to have a very young team next year. Now is the time to move on. But they're not going to.
They may not even make a bowl game next year, the schedule next year.
And it's very disappointing because I feel like Brian Lewerke was somebody that had a lot of talent, and they did not utilize him for whatever reason. You can blame offensive line injuries. You can blame receiver injuries last year, but we see what good Mark looks like, right? We see what good Mark produced. He doesn't look like that same guy. Just like Harbaugh doesn't look like the same guy in San Francisco.
Here's the thing with Michigan State. They went away from their identity. They've gone away from their identity for years. And it will take some time to get his identity back. A lot of good teams go through this. And you look at Michigan State this year.
Ohio State didn't go through this.
Ohio State didn't go through it, but Michigan State's had some years where they've had poor recruiting classes.
Who's that blame lie
And
with?
that blame lays on Coach D'Antonio. But when you
Started
look
that 2016 class.
Yeah, but when you look at what Michigan State, what their identity always has been, is developing 3-star recruits. And then when you get these 4 or 5-star recruits, it's kind of really hard to develop them. But they can be developed. But in Michigan State's case, this year it's been a rough year. I mean, you lose to Arizona State the way you did. You lose
The
to
second
Illinois.
year in a row.
Lose to Illinois, blowing a 28-3 lead. I still remember that one. I still lose sleep thinking
Lose
about
to
it.
Wisconsin the way
Lose
they
to
did.
Wisconsin the way they did. Lose to Michigan. Lose to Ohio State. I mean,
It's bad.
it was bad. But I think when you look at Michigan State next year, there's a lot of questions when you look at the Spartans, especially because next year they have a very tough schedule. When you look at the schedule, they got a very murderer's row schedule. And then you look at who's going to be your quarterback, who's going to be your running backs, who's going to be on that defense. I mean, this team's got a lot of questions next year. And, but if you have a guy who's been proven like Coach Mark D'Antonio's been, I think this program needs some tweaks, especially in the offensive side. I think changes in coaching will help this team. I really believe that if you could change the offensive staff, maybe some of the defensive staff, you can't just shuffle around your coaches, because that failed miserably this year. So, but I think next year he's going to have to, if Coach D'Antonio stays at Michigan State, he's going to have to make some significant changes.
And he's got to be there for 4 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to commit that much more time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he can do it.
But he has led Michigan State to very, very good, successful run.
He
He's
has
had
in the
really
past.
good success.
He has in the past.
So I think, Michigan State, there's no reason why this team should not be back, be back again, back to its greatness. Do I think it's going to be this year or next year? Probably not, but maybe in the next 2 years, you watch out.
Any final thoughts on Michigan and Michigan State in their bowl matchups?
I wish this whole state could rid itself of all football teams from college to pro, and we start over again. That's my final thought.
To start over.
Because I hate them all.
You hate a lot of things.
I hate them all.
We'll be right back with
You hate
Between
a lot of
Taorminas
I
on
strongly
ONTV.
dislike.
You'd do anything to take care of that spot on your lawn. So why not take care of that spot on your skin? If you're a man over 50, you're in the group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the cancer that kills one person every hour. Check your skin for suspicious or changing spots. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out what to look for. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. I'm your host, Anthony Taormina. This is going to be the last show of 2019 that we do of BT.
Last show of the decade.
Yes, last show of the decade. So
Then we started in 2011, right?
Woo! The whole decade.
Been 8 years.
been 8 years. So
The whole
let's
decade.
reflect on that. Going into the new year, going into 2020. Let's talk about.
We know the sports side of Detroit sports ain't going to improve. We know that.
When we started the show, things were pretty good in the decade.
Yes.
2011, the Lions were pretty good. The Tigers were pretty good.
We had the
Red
first
Wings
show at
weren't
the. We had
terrible.
one of our. We have the first show here at the ONTV studios. We had our first show at the old ONTV studios, and then we had a couple of shows at Oscars.
I wish we could go back to those days when sports were good.
But they're not in the city of Detroit.
Decades gone by and a lot's changed.
Yeah, because a lot of teams become daycare centers, especially your Detroit Tigers. That's why you became a Cleveland Indians fan. That's why you became a Cleveland Indians fan and a Kansas City Royals fan.
And you
Yeah,
made
right.
fools of us and you went on a TV station in Grand Rapids and made a fool of yourself. Well, I
No,
remember that.
No.
Yeah, I remember that well.
People enjoyed that.
It's
all about entertaining people.
We got Producer of the Year in 2016. That was quite a remarkable accomplishment. We've had numerous guests come on.
It's been a fun decade.
It's been a fun decade. It's been a real fun decade.
2010s were a good decade.
Yes.
All of us have grown older. All of us have grown a little bit bigger and everything like that. So, what do you expect for 2020?
2020, man.
The sports empire of the Detroit era is done. They're a daycare center.
To start the decade, hopefully as we go through the years of the 20s, they become the roaring 20s. We get the Tigers and the Lions back.
Yeah, somebody's getting fired.
Well, that's fine.
Somebody's gonna
I don't
get
mind.
fired.
I won't mind a
Somebody's
little
gonna
blood.
get fired. And somebody better sell a team. As long as it's not the Tom Gores, who I think Tom Gore should be ashamed of himself. I think Tom Gore should sell
What, the
business.
Palace? The
Palace.
Palace.
The Palace is an unfortunate casualty this year, this decade.
Joe Louis
shame.
Arena, it's
Joe
already
Louis
gone.
is gone. Yep.
Obviously, Between Taorminas has had a lot of success producing other shows as well. We have History Now, which is my baby. OA Now, which is your baby. You've announced several. Like football, fantasy football shows. I mean,
We had a fantasy league.
We had a
even,
fantasy
Fantasy
league.
league.
which I was the
we've-
champion of.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I was.
No, you
One
weren't.
time.
One
I
time
got the
you
trophy
were,
in
but then
my
I
house.
beat you too.
The first year, yeah.
Then I beat you.
All right, fine.
So, I mean, look at what do you guys think will be the future of Between Taorminas?
I think we're going to be strong.
We're not every week like we
We're
used
not
to
every
be.
week like we used to be, and I think that a
But as
lot of
long
that
as
is
we
we're
stay
very
together,
busy.
as long as we stay together, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, that's all that matters. We enjoy it.
Also, you've got, we've been very, very thankful to ONTV for the support they've had, and they continue to have for us going forward. And
the entire community.
yes, the entire Lake Orion community. And also, you look at it, BT has become really, really, other communities have watched our show. So it's been very, very successful. We can't do this without, obviously, our friendship, but also the people in the community who come watch us.
ONTV as well, we can't.
ONTV gives us the platform.
Yep, ONTV gives us the platform to do what to do this, and obviously also with History Now, OA Now, and also the several shows that you host, Ian. You can't be any more proud.
No.
So it's as we head into 2020, let's keep this thing going.
I'm excited.
Excited.
2020, the Roaring 20s.
The roaring 20s.
It's fun reading about the 1920s. Hopefully, the 2020s will be as cool.
Yes. So, got any final thoughts about what do you guys want to expect in the new year?
I'm expecting Detroit sports.
Other than Detroit sports.
Looking forward to the new year.
Looking forward to the new decade. Definitely. Can't wait.
I think same thing. I'm curious to see how we're going to go from here. I'm curious to see the several projects we're going to do in the future.
Just keep creating.
I think just being creative. Obviously, we've had a pretty good 2010s from 2010 to now. Obviously, there's a lot more to tell in our respective stories, so we'll see how it goes.
Life's always
Amen.
a book. Life's always a book.
Life's a book. You're just writing chapters of a book.
Hopefully, it's a nice
Hopefully
long
it's a
book,
nice
too.
long book, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So.
All right, gents.
All right, guys. Well, that will do it for Between Taorminas.
Merry Christmas!
Have
Happy
a great
New
holiday.
Year!
Have a great
Fire
Happy
Patricia!
holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy
Sell the
holidays.
teams.
Have a great year. See you guys in 2020.
Sell
Bye,
them
everyone.
all.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.